All right, how's it going, everybody? This is Omar Thabit, and this is another interview on MotivateMe313. And today I am live with the man, the myth, and the legend, Brenton Martinez, aka Be Free. Hamtramck product is in the building. First of all, thank you for being on the show, Brenton, man.
Anytime, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm so glad we got this because, when I had a list of people I wanted to interview, you was there. You was on top of my list. I just kind of wanted to, build a platform first before I came to you so I could let you know, yo, we got to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? But for sure, man. But thanks again for doing this interview, man. And I'm glad to hear what you have to say. But I'm going to let you talk, man, because people are here to hear what you have to say. So first of all, can you tell us about yourself? You can start from when you was baby Brenton up until now. It's all up to you, man.
Man, as a youngin', man, I was always I don't know, I'm simple, straightforward, simple type of person, you know what I'm saying? Grew up single parent household, older brother, so I was a middle child, younger sister, older brother. And, you know what I mean? I just, was living in bliss at one point in time. And then I don't know where I just picked up music, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I just picked it up and I just stuck with it. And I'm happy that I did because, the outcome obviously, but I don't know, man, I was just a simple life, bro. Just, somebody that just wanted to be happy and wanted to make people happy. Because I loved when people put smiles on my face, so I wanted to put a smile on their face as well. So.
And you graduated out of Hamtramck High School in 2013, correct?
Sir.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
And, what did you say?
You better need to be like, what?
You represent your class right now. Put it on for the 1-3. So, Brenton, your name is Brenton Martinez, but you came up with the name Be Free. So, how did you come up with that name?
So, I had two last names. I got Martinez and Freeman. So,
okay.
Basically what it was just kind of taking the first letter of my first name and then the last four. Right, yeah, my last name. So I was like, all right, then Be Free. And I remember it took me a minute to come up with a rap name, bro. I had no idea I was even gonna be a rapper, an artist at all. I was just like you said, doing poetry at the time. And shoot, man, just I don't know. I kind of wanted my name to be a statement within itself, as cliche as that sounds, but I just stuck with it, and I'm happy I did.
Yeah, and we're all happy that you did, man. Because to my next question. Ever since you were young, I know you mentioned this, you always had a passion for writing, whether it was poetry, you eventually started loving music. The passion was always there. I mean, you were kind of talking about this before we went live. And so why do you feel it's important for people to be passionate about what they do? You know what I'm saying?
Man, I can talk about that for days. You know what I'm
Go ahead. Hey, this is your time, man. I don't care if this interview lasts an hour, man. This is your time.
So, you know what I mean? How do I put it? I'm going to put it in a brief, simplest forms. So, we kind of live in a world where, things are accepted and things aren't accepted. Kind of like that box. You know what I'm saying? That box mentality where I call it the comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Some people grow up, they're like, oh, the expectations and the bars are set. Okay, go to school, graduate from high school, go to college, maybe go to grad school, find an occupation within high school and college, and then stick to the occupation, retire, and then you have a family within the time of you in your career, retire, and then that's your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like default. And then the package, there you go, that's what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? And I remember people were like, oh, I wanna be an engineer, I wanna be a doctor, or I wanna be, engineer, doctor, and something else.
Lawyer, maybe, or...
Yeah, lawyer. And I was even in that loop at one point. I was like, yo, man, I wanna be a lawyer too. But in reality, I never wanted to be a lawyer. I was just saying it because it was accepted, you know what I'm saying? And one thing that I was really, really passionate about was expressing myself, And sometimes at the moment I couldn't really put it into words, so I used to just write down my thoughts and just keep them to myself at one point. And, I just kept writing, and then that writing down my thoughts evolved into a journal, that journal evolved into poetry, and then later that poetry evolved into rapping, you know what I'm saying, which came about. So going back to your question about being passionate and why it's so important to be passionate about what you do, because like I said, man, people will just throw these things down your throat, be like, oh yeah, this is what you got to do, whatever, blah blah blah, and you know, some people may find themselves doing those things, doing exactly step by step what they're supposed to do, and they look back in their life and like, yo, I just did what I was told. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, I did a hell of a good job, but I just did what I was told. And now imagine going back in time and doing what you actually wanted to do, something that you were interested in, and that made you feel like unsure, because, and that's the best feeling unsure, feeling like, man, I don't know if I should do this. That's one of the best feelings you can get, because that's how you know you're setting yourself apart from the social norms. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man, like just be you as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Be true to you and be true to like what you believe in, you know? So, passion, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hopefully I answered that correctly.
Yeah, you did, man. And actually, that's a great way of answering, is because basically you're just saying stick with what you love and stick what you believe in, man. And that's exactly what you exemplify, man. Like you are a walking figure of what you just said, basically. So that's why I respect it. And I don't know, he has not mentioned it yet, but maybe if you're watching, you're wondering. First of all, guys, Brenton, you know, when I asked him to introduce himself, he didn't even mention how he's popping all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy, his music is everywhere. If you check out YouTube, he has views that are through his roof. And the great thing about it is he's a Hamtramck product too. So like we almost, some of us watched him grow. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it's awesome, man. So he's being humble. You know, he's been shutting arenas down, but we're gonna get more into that. So my next question is: you have a team behind you that you work with. Some of them are family. Some are close as family. So why do you feel it's important to have a tight knit group with you wherever you go?
Man, that's like step one. You know what I'm saying? Set aside like everything, but if you want to like take it serious as far as business too, and as far as like a personal like foundation, your circle, like who you hang around, you represent them and they represent you. You know what I'm saying? In any relationship, whether it's friendship, associate, relationship, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You guys vicariously live through each other and represent each other because you're, you know, here together. So with me I was always, you know, doing music, and my cousin and my brother, they were always like with me. They always believed in me. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you're gonna be big one day. You're gonna do this and do that. And my brother ended up picking up production just off seeing me picking up, you know, rap. And now he's my exclusive producer. You know what I'm saying? Now everywhere I go, he goes. Same as my cousin Marcus. He was so like into the dream and just so like caught on. He was like, man, you know, I want to be a rapper too. I was like, come aboard, bro. He started rapping, and he was like, nah, rapping ain't for me. I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna be the hype man. I was like, for sure, come aboard. He was the hype man. Then he's like, nah, man, that's not working. And then he goes, you know what? I got an idea, but it's gonna be a surprise. And I'm like, okay, for sure. And then next thing you know, he's like, check your email, and I get an email, and it was one of my biggest shows at the time. It was a performance at the Crowfoot with Rich the Kid.
Okay.
And I was like, what the heck? I never got booked for a show, and I was getting paid with like $50. You know what I'm saying? $50, $75, nothing big. And this was like the first real like gig for me. And he was like, yo, man, I know my place on your match, you know. And these were people that I had relationships with personally and business wise, and I was, and they were able to set aside, you know, the two. You know what I'm saying? To take care of business, but also to like care about my well-being, love me, and vice versa. Yeah. So having a team and having that structure is so important, because every person that is a part of that journey is so essential. You know what I'm saying? Like basically it's business at the end of the day. You know, Be Free is an entity. He's an artist. Like I'm Brenton. Be Free is the brand. You know what I'm saying? That we're pushing out, and you know, they're the engine. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the face of it. They're the engine that's running 24/7, nonstop, taking care of tasks, objectives, so we can go to that next level. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, your team.
Yeah, man. Hey.
Important.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm happy I'm seeing your answers right now, because it's very professional, man, and I'm loving it. And it's just hearing it, just it's great, because that's what that's what everyone needs. That's what everyone needs is that kind of team behind you, and then they know how to work it, because there's people out there that say, hey, I want to be this rapper, right? And they don't know what it takes. They think that it's just, hey, I'm a rapper, and next thing you know, everything's gonna work out, man. And so
hit and bam. You know what I'm saying? Do what he did. Do what he did. You're like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how?
So look, you're doing it step by step the right way. You got a team behind you, so just in case something were to happen, you have a team behind you that's gonna pick you back up. So that's great, bro. So I know I kind of mentioned this, but you grew up in Hamtramck. So and we got a lot of people that from Hamtramck that watches this show. So how was it like for you growing up in Hamtramck, and actually, let's go with growing up in Hamtramck, basically.
Man, that was I feel a wonderful experience. You know what I'm saying? Because it taught me so much about the world. You know what I'm saying? I remember at one point, I don't know how young I was, but I remember being back in the backseat of my mom driving around. We were in Hamtramck, probably going to like that CVS. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Yeah. And she's like, I hear Tupac and Dr. Dre, California Love, right? I'm super young at the time, and I remember I'm in the backseat, and my mom goes, she was like, you like the song? Because I'm like, bob my head, like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, mom. I'm like, can we go to California? And she was like, yeah, we can go to California. That's kind of far. And I'm thinking, at the time the world was so small, like all I knew was Hamtramck. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, can we just drive to California? Like, we drove to CVS. You know what I'm saying? She's like, no. She's like, no, California is in a whole other state. And I was like, well, we're in Hamtramck. So, you know what I'm saying?
Like how far is it?
Exactly. I couldn't put the two together. I'm thinking that this was this land was the world, And she was like, nah, man, and ended up telling me about like the world and how big it was and all this and all that. And I was like, wow, like that is crazy for me to be here at this time in this moment and to be experiencing this. Is like, it's very like kind of like a once in a lifetime moment. You know what I'm saying? Like born here, raised here, and I learned so much about religion. I learned so much about culture, and I learned so much about like love and unity. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I went to St. Florian, and at one moment in my in kindergarten, first and second grade, I was the darkest kid in my class. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up going to a public school. I ended up going to Hamtramck Academy, and then I remember seeing people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? And then like seeing also people that I had nothing, I knew nothing about. I'm thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, they were raised the way I was. You know what I'm saying? And to be like blessed with that experience was amazing. And then Ham High as well, just so ambiguous, bro, so culturally ambiguous. I'm like, wow, like I'm glad that I got to experience that. It's such a beautiful thing, and so much love is in my heart for like everybody, just being from Hamtramck.
Yep, and basically what you're saying, in other words, is that you had the whole world in that little 2 miles, and that's what taught you about the world, basically. Exactly. And I guess, why do you feel like Hamtramck made you into I know you kind of touched on it, but why do you feel like Hamtramck made you into the person you are today?
I don't know, Hamtramck is like, it's such a melting pot of, you know what I'm saying, of ethnicity, bro. Like it's so different. It's hard to explain, but it's just so different, you know what I'm saying? And I think it just taught me like to just coexist, you know what I'm saying? And that was the most beautiful and most important thing with every and anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody belongs to be here, everybody has a right to be here, and just doesn't matter whether if it's difference in religion, difference in culture, difference in skin tone, difference in whatever, you know what I'm saying, gender, whatever. Like we're all humans at the end of the day, and we all, deserve a chance on this earth, so,
For sure, man, for sure. So, all right, let's move on to the next question. Besides doing music, I know me and you were talking about this a little bit before, so you do other things as well. We're going to take it one step at a time, because I know you're doing a lot, Brenton, all right? So, you were the voice of the Detroit Pistons like the past season. You did a commercial with them. So, I'm not going to lie, let me tell you the quick story of how I knew about this, all right? So, I'm watching the Pistons game, right? It goes to a commercial, whatever. You know how whatever. Typically, people don't really pay attention to commercials. And all of a sudden, I hear a voice. Yeah. I'm like, get the heck out of here. I go look at the commercial. I see you. I'm like, oh, man. Yeah. Brenton in the building. Brenton doing the Pistons. So how did that happen, man? How did you do that right there, man?
Man, how did that happen? Man, I think it was through. I was working with advertising agency, and then we ended up getting a Puma deal. Um, my first deal ever, first shoe deal ever. Like, remember when Drake was like, "Got this nigga deal and I ain't break a sweat." Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I got a Puma deal, and I ain't do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just rap. You know what I mean? So, shout out Puma, by the way.
Yeah, we don't talk about Puma next. We gonna talk about them next for sure.
Yeah, but so I was working with Puma, and they had the Isaiah Thomas shoe and Palace Guard, and they had the same colorways as the Pistons. Yeah, you know, they were like, you know, some, you know, Detroit Puma shoes, and Detroit Pistons Puma shoes, and I think just through the time, I released a record, and then Andre Drummond hit me up, and then that's actually on my album. I have Andre Drummond on my album. He remixed my debut like single, which was Platinum Plus, and then he remixed it. We hopped on it, so I already had a connection with him. And I guess they were just seeing like, you know, the moves I was making and everything I was doing, and they just offered me an opportunity. They were like, "Look, we want you to be the voice and the sound and the brand ambassador of Detroit Pistons." And I was like, "Yeah, what?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I don't even hoop for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. What? And they're like, "Yeah, just you know, these are the things that we need you to do. These are things that we would love for you to do. And oh, also, would you be willing to perform at the Piston games?" And I'm like, you know, like I did LCA one time before that with Lil Wayne. I did Lil Caesars with Lil Wayne and T Grizzly, and but I only had at the time like a 6 minute set. You know what I'm saying? So I can only go out there and do 3-4 songs and be like, "Yo, I'm here for everybody, please." You know, like I had to try and get that out. You know what I mean? My heart's kind of whatever. So I'm like, okay, and they're like, "You get your own show, you get your own segment." And I'm like, all right. And then also we did the commercial as well. And the beat is produced by my brother. Shout out to Bert and shout out to Yen. They produced the beat together. So the soundtrack, the outro music, the intro music they were putting out to at one point, and then I did the you know, the voiceover as well, and then the shows too. And yeah, I kind of just stuck with it, you know.
That's crazy, man. That's a crazy ride, but hey, all blessings. That's great for you, man. That's you know, like you said earlier. I know we were talking about it. You said you're gonna appreciate all the blessings because you know, as easy as it came. I mean, well, not easy that it came, but as easy it was given can be taken as well. So, for sure, man. And congratulations to you. So let's talk about Puma, man. So I guess the Puma deal came first. So how did that happen?
Puma, man. I was making noise within the city. Within Detroit, like I said, I had this song Platinum Plus that was on the radio like literally every day. First time I was really like, I saw clarity. I was like, dang, man, like I'm on radio. You know what I'm saying? I got radio stations hit me up like, you know, 979, 107.5 hit me up, and then Sirius, and I did Shea 45, and they're just hitting me up like trying to get these records, you know, trying to get me to do interviews off of like one hot song, and that kind of built up and bubbled up like the momentum in Detroit. And I know my manager was like was in connection with you know, trying to find me some deals and stuff like that. And he landed the Puma deal, and you know, it was kind of like what, like. And the next thing you know, I started seeing the Pistons coming out, warming up to Platinum Plus, my song. And then the Thanksgiving Day game, the Lions come out to my song. You know what I'm saying? And then it was just like a dream come true, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and then me and Puma were just like doing business, whatever, and it just came about, man.
That's crazy. So basically, in other words, you out here doing songs with Drummond. You got Pistons out there playing your songs. You got the Lions. You got to sign a deal with Puma. Listen, man, I'm about to send you an envelope. I need you to sign an autograph for me and send it back to me, man, because I need it, man. Hey, man, that's what's up, though. No, in all seriousness, hey, I'm proud of you, man. Brenton Martinez in the building. I'm going to move on to the next question. By the way, Mango Lassi, Sipu Mia. I don't know if you remember Sipu from high school. He threw up the deuces right now saying what's up. So, I guess to answer the question about besides doing music, I mean, I guess you have anything else out there that you're doing other than music, or you feel
I did Netflix. I don't know if I think I can tell you about that. I did some stuff with Netflix, and then I did what else? I can't really think off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm doing like some like, you know, doing some like acting classes, whatever, method acting, stuff like that. Trying to get my foot in the door of that. Just expand into that and see what I can do. I got a lot more stuff under wraps, but I can't really speak about it right now. But it's big. It's big, right?
That's good, man. That's good, man. And I appreciate you sharing what you did, man, because you already an inspiration to a lot of us, man. So I've seen that you've done a lot of different shows and at different venues. I know you mentioned LCA. By the way, you not only did a show on LCA, you did a halftime show on Game 4 of the playoffs of the Detroit Pistons. So like, this is not just like a regular season game. Hey, let's throw somebody in there. This was like probably like the biggest game in LCA, you know, because at the end of the day, the Pistons made the playoffs last year and they only played 2 games at LCA. And one of those games, you did the halftime show. So, you know, doing big dog things, big dog status. So my thing is, I mean, maybe the LCA is the obvious answer, but what was your favorite venue to perform at? And if it is the LCA, maybe pick another one and why.
I performed in a lot of shows, man. And definitely, I mean, LCA for sure, because the experience is crazy to see 30,000 people with their lights up, like, you know what I'm saying? And the difference between like an arena and like, you know, like a regular venue, the arena brings in so much like energy, and when people scream, I feel the vibrations and the energy like through my body. Like that's how loud it is, you know. I'm like, dang man, and I just look up. Sometimes you can't really take it in until because they turn the lighthouse the house lights on, and then they keep the spotlight on you. But at one moment, I just stare out to the crowd, man. I wanted to cry, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, man, I used to like dream about moments like these, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, seeing my mom, you know, seeing my friends and my family, and just seeing like just how like the hard work paid off. It was just like a surreal moment. So definitely LCA. And I would say maybe a show that I really liked. I did a show with A$AP Ferg at the University of Michigan, and it was at Hill Auditorium, I believe. And I think the venue, it was sold out, but I think it was 4,500 students. And it was my first show ever at U of M, and I come out there, and I'm thinking like nobody knew me at the time, you know, like I just had, like I said, just that one song on the radio, and I come out and they lose it, you know what I'm saying? The entire school loses it. I'm like y'all know me? Like this is, I had no idea, and they're like, yo, they're screaming my name, you know, and I'm like, yo, like this is a surreal moment. I told them, you know, put the lights up, and they put the lights up, and they're singing the lyrics back to me, and then I crowd surf, I jumped to the crowd, and then they caught me and stuff. And LCA don't let you do that. It's a liability, and they'll find you. So, but you know what I'm saying? Every other video, they'll let you do whatever. So, yeah, man, like probably those two, because it's just like I'm at the end of the day, I'm human, bro. I'm a down-to-earth person. I love that connection. I love feeling like seeing how hard work paid off, but I love like leaving that impact on people. You know what I'm saying? I love like just those moments that, you know, that you share as people, as friends, as family, as, you know, associates, like even as strangers. It's just, you know, it's beautiful.
Yeah, you know? For sure. We got a quick Instagrammer. He said, ask him how he get them curls, bro. I need some tips. Okay, so then
shoot, man, I got my products over there, but I don't know. I use like Garnier. It's a 10 coconut oil, Cantu, and it's a 10 spray. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, that answers your question for that person that asked that question. I hope you heard that. There you guys go. That wasn't my question, by the way, Brent. I know you probably. So, my next question to you, man, is because you got some great things going for you, and I know you're a type of person that's planning ahead. I know you kind of mentioned some things that you plan on doing in the future. So I guess my question to you is, where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Man, the funny thing, I actually was talking about that the other night, and it's crazy because I don't have a ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no cap for me. I just see progression, and I see like, you know, like the world is ours, you know. So I pray that I'm charting, you know, on Billboard. I'm nationally known and internationally known as well. I pray that my debut album goes platinum. I make it to the Hall of Fame. I pray that by next year, Detroit offers me, keys to, the city. I pray that, I bring back attention and, some money and some economy to Hamtramck as well. It's just so many things that I want to do that I see being possible. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think, same time last year, I did not think I was doing LCA. You know what I'm saying? But like that. I did LCA, I think 4 times. And then I did the draft day party too. So, I did LCA 5 times in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just, you don't think about stuff like that, bro. So, I just pray that, bigger and better than ever.
So basically, in other words, you just work hard and whatever comes your way, you just accepting it, basically, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, man. That's a great way of going about it. Some questions that I usually ask every guest, basically, first of all, telling us about yourself. And then my next one is, because this is a motivation page, basically, everything that you said is motivation to me, man. But my question to you is, what gets you up every morning? What is your motivational factor or factors?
Man, my family, my friends, the drive, my work ethic, just, because, we come from, a city where, we're kind of just there and they're like, okay, there you go, make of what you have, you know what I'm saying? And as well as being Black within America, social injustices and, just everything going on with everything is kind of just do what you do, you know what I'm saying? So we're giving minimal to no resources and we got to make the best of the situation. So, and for instance, that's what we did with, with life and what we did with music. I remember telling, friends that aren't friends anymore, girlfriends, crushes, people that I thought were here, to support me that I wanted to do music and that this is what I want to do, and kind of laughed in my face, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Even family members, whatever, that's not possible. And I think the impossible is what drives me. Wakes me up every morning, not knowing what's going to happen today. You know what I'm saying? Overcoming and progressing and just being the best you as possible. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that there's going to be, there's that, but there's also going to be a good side to everything that you do, especially if you're, being true with yourself, being true with your team, and, just living a straightforward, just, life, So I don't know,
No, I listen, man. You know what I was thinking to myself is yesterday, and this is just me just thinking out loud, but I was thinking to myself the same thing of how, the people who doubt you, I know this sounds wrong, but they could be your motivational factor, man.
100%.
It's crazy because, everybody has their own different answers, and, obviously family is probably one of the top ones for people,
mm-hmm.
but, those people that doubt you, it's crazy, the fire that they put in you, you know what I'm saying? They, and you just want to, and I'm not saying you want to just prove them wrong, but you want to prove them and everyone else that think the way that they think, you know what I mean? And so, I can see what you're saying. So I understand completely what you're saying, how, that could be one of the motivational factors as well. So my next question to you, Brenton, is for someone who may be walking in the same or similar footsteps as you, someone that might, grow up wanting to be a rapper, wanting to be an artist, and wanting to do the things that you've done already. What advice would you give them? Motivate me.
I would say be as much as you as possible. Please follow your heart. There's gonna be times where even the person that you hold to the highest regard, and yo, man, this is what I want to do, whether it's music, whether it's school, or any type of occupation or any type of career path that you choose. There's going to be, like you said, doubters and motivators and stuff like that. But just stay as unapologetically you as possible. You know what I'm saying? don't give in to what you see happening around you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm like like you said, like I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And rappers are supposed to have these images and these looks. You know what I mean? And rappers are supposed to be with women, smoking, drinking, having all this money in their pictures. You know what I'm saying? Having the nicest cars and the clothes and these big mansions and everything. And I remember I used to look at that and be like, that's exactly what I don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to set myself apart from that. I wanted to take a different route, my route to, to experience my own journey and to know that even if it didn't work out, I did it the way I wanted to do it, the right way, in my opinion. So, hopefully that helps.
Yeah, man. No, that's the best way of doing it. And if everybody that knows you or see what you do, that's exactly what you stand by. And this is why I really do enjoy seeing what you're doing, because there's a lot of stuff that I would, also stand by. You know what I mean? And you definitely carry yourself that way. Like, you have your own way of doing things. You do it your way. And it's definitely unique compared to what the general population might usually see from a rapper or from an artist. So. Thank you for that, man. And then just one last thing for those that are watching. A quick story about Brenton, man. I wanted to mention, and I know he'll remember it too, man. Like, when we were in high school, I was a senior. Me and my boy were a senior, and he was a freshman. And I want to share this story. I had to do it, Brenton. So we were seniors, and he was a freshman. And I remember there was a guy that came, and he was gonna pick like 5 poets, I guess, quote unquote, or 5 poems that he thought were going to be like, so that we could go to the music hall and perform at the music hall in downtown Detroit. And so long story short, we were in the room, and, the guy told us, he was like, hey, man, that freshman kid, Brenton, man, you guys got to check him out. And me and my boy came to the room, and we heard what he had to say. And Brenton, all he kept talking about is how this is what he wants to do. I want to do this. He's a freshman. And me and my boy were sitting there looking at him like, man, this guy is motivating us. Like, he's a freshman, I swear. Like, he's a freshman, and he literally told us exactly what he wanted to do and how he was going to do it. And obviously his poem was amazing as well. And long story short, man, seeing this, probably 10 years later, almost 11 years later. And look at you now, Brenton, man. And I'm so proud of you, man. And you keep living your dream, man, because that's what it's all about, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you too, man.
No problem. And any final words out there for people that are watching or will watch hopefully later on today, man?
Shoot, man, wear a mask. You know what I mean? COVID is serious, drink more water, wear a mask, and I love you.
There you go. No, it's important. It's important to say that. And we're going to go ahead and, Brenton, if you want to just stay on for like a couple more minutes just so we can just chat a little bit. But other than that, thank you guys all for tuning in. This was another interview on MotivateMe313. Brenton Martinez in the building, a.k.a. Be Free. Appreciate you for doing this interview, man.
Appreciate you.